Hello, my dear students. I know exams are just around the corner and things can feel a little tense, but please don't you worry. I'm here for you. Today, we're going to make the chapter Constitutional Design super simple. Think of it as just a story about a country's most important rulebook. Let's get started.
Okay, just imagine this for a second. You're playing a super exciting cricket match with all your friends. The energy is high, but there are no rules. No one knows what a wide is, what a no ball is, and worse, there's no umpire to say who is out. What do you think will happen? Total chaos, right? The game will just become one big argument and it'll stop. Exactly. And just like that cricket game, a huge country with crores and crores of people needs a set of rules that everyone, and I mean everyone, agrees to follow. This big, supreme rulebook, bachcho, is what we call a constitution. It's like the ultimate umpire for the whole country. So simple.
Now, to really understand why this rulebook is so important, let's travel to another country. Let's look at the amazing story of South Africa. Their journey really shows us that a constitution isn't just a boring document. It's a promise of a better, fairer future, especially when you're healing from a very painful past. Look at this picture. This is not from a movie set. This was the painful reality in South Africa for a very, very long time. The country had this terrible system that divided people and was incredibly cruel to them, all based on the color of their skin. This system had a name, Apartheid. Now, for your exam, let's get this definition crystal clear. Apartheid was an official government policy of racial discrimination. The white government made laws that were designed to oppress the non-white majority. This meant separate beaches, separate buses, even separate hospitals. It was a system that stole people's basic human dignity. But in every dark story, there is a hero. And for South Africa, that hero was the great Nelson Mandela. Look at his powerful words. His dream was so clear. He didn't want any group to dominate another. He wanted a society where everyone was truly equal. And for this beautiful dream, he was put in jail for 28 long years. The fight for freedom was very, very long. This timeline shows you it took decades of protests, led by the African National Congress, the ANC. After so much sacrifice, Nelson Mandela was finally freed in 1990. And then, on the 26th of April 1994, a new democratic South Africa was born, what they beautifully call a rainbow nation. But with this freedom came a huge, massive challenge. Think about it. How could the people who were treated so badly for centuries, and the people who were part of that cruel system, how could they now live together peacefully, as equals? How could they ever learn to trust each other? The only answer was to create a new rulebook, a new constitution that protected everybody. And this brings us right back to our main topic. See, this story of South Africa perfectly shows us why a constitution is not just important, it's essential. It is the solid ground on which a country can build trust, give rights to its people, and create a future together, even after a terrible conflict. So what does a constitution actually do? Well, it has 4 main jobs. First, it helps people from different backgrounds to trust each other. Second, it clearly says how the government will be chosen. Third, and this is very important, it puts limits on the government's power, so they can't do whatever they want. And finally, it talks about the dreams and goals of the people for a good society. Okay, bachcho, get your pens and notebooks ready. This is a pakka 5-mark question. I've seen it so many times in the board papers. Why do we need a constitution? Pay very close attention to the next slide because that's the perfect answer you can write. So here's your perfect answer. A constitution is the supreme law. It gives us a set of basic rules that everyone, from a regular citizen all the way up to the prime minister, has to follow. This does 2 very important things. 1, it stops anyone from misusing their power. And 2, it allows different kinds of people to live together with trust. Simple and powerful.
Okay, now let's come home to our own beloved country, India. Just like South Africa, writing our constitution was a gigantic task. Our freedom journey wasn't easy, and our nation was born at a very, very difficult time, but with so much hope in our hearts.
Both nations faced massive challenges. South Africa had to heal from deep racial wounds.
India, well, we were born during the heartbreaking violence of partition. They had to build trust between the ruler and the ruled. We had to bring together more than 500 small princely states into one single nation. The paths were tough, but the dream was the same, to create a democracy for everyone. So who were the amazing people who did this incredible job for India? They were a group of 299 brilliant leaders from every part of our country. We call them the Constitutional Assembly. These were men and women from different communities, speaking different languages, all with one dream for India. For almost 3 years, they sat and debated every single line to write our future. Now, among these great people, there are 2 names you must remember. First, Dr. Rajendra Prasad, who was the president of the Assembly, guiding all the discussions. And second, the genius, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, who was the chairman of the drafting committee. His contribution was so immense that we rightly call him the father of the Indian Constitution. You know, every great book has an introduction. That tells you what it's all about, right? Our Constitution has a beautiful introduction, too. It's called the Preamble, and it's not just an introduction, it is the very soul, the spirit of our Constitution. It's like a guiding star for our whole country.
Here it is. Isn't it beautiful? It reads almost like a poem. The preamble basically contains all the core values and ideals that our freedom fighters dreamt of for India. Let's quickly understand a few of its most powerful words.
First up, sovereign. What does it mean? It's simple. It means we are our own bosses. The people of India have the ultimate power to make decisions. No other country in the world can come and tell India what to do. We decide our own destiny. Next, the word secular. This is the true beauty of India. It means every single citizen is free to follow any religion they want, or no religion at all. Our government doesn't have an official religion. For the government, every religion is equal and deserves the same respect and protection.
And finally, let's look at Democratic Republic. Let's break it into 2 parts. Democratic means our government is chosen by us, the people, through votes. And Republic means that our head of state, the president, is also an elected person, not a king or queen who inherits the post. So together, it means the real power is with the people.
Okay, chalo, time for a super quick rapid-fire revision. Are you ready? 1. A constitution is the supreme law. 2. South Africa's constitution ended the evil of apartheid. 3. Our constitution was written by the brilliant Constituent Assembly. 4. The preamble is its soul. And 5. Key values to remember are sovereign, secular, and democratic. You got this. Excellent.
You have done such a fantastic job understanding this chapter. I am so proud of each one of you. You are now absolutely ready for any question from this topic. Please go into that exam hall with full confidence. All the very best, my dear students.
And before you go, just one last thing to think about. This wonderful rulebook was written more than 70 years ago, but how do its values like equality, justice, liberty guide your life today? As a student, in your classroom, with your friends, give it a thought. Jai Hind.